20 years ago, a girl was born in Cabo San Lucas. Me. My life there was very simple and routinely like going to high school every day, driving the same road, looking at the same buildings I had seen my entire life, and hanging with my friends I had also known my entire life. Going back home to my family at the end of each day, no matter if it was a hard one and I needed a hug, or a great one and I wanted to celebrate, but they were always there. I was completely used to having only childlike responsibilities, doing my homework, keeping up those grades, and being well behaved at home. At this stage of my life, everything felt safe. But my graduation was coming up, so I had to decide what I wanted to do with my life, which started to change my normal routine. Most of my friends were leaving the city to study in other states. I decided to apply to some universities for scholarships to help my parents out. And I got the letter of acceptance from Tech around January of my senior year, with 30% scholarship, and knew I had to take it. It was a huge opportunity for me to study in Mexico's best university, access opportunities, and make my family proud. After accepting, I started to overthink everything. If I was capable enough, could I really do this? Was I making a fool of myself? I had to talk to my brother about this. He had left home to study out of state when he graduated, and I needed some advice, because I knew I had to take this opportunity, but felt scared of what it would be like to be all alone. He told me I would make friends so fast they would become like my family. And my brother's words were the exact tool I needed to pack my bags for Monterrey. August 2025 came faster than I realized, and it was finally time to leave Cabo and move to Monterrey. I remember arriving and feeling very overwhelmed. The day before high tech, I could not sleep because of anxiety, and I ended up unpacking all my suitcases alone in the middle of the night. Everything felt unfamiliar. I didn't know the city or even the campus, and honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. For the first time in my life, there was nobody there to immediately solve my problems or tell me what to do next. One of the biggest challenges has been learning how to take care of myself. Back in Cabo, I never had to think about groceries, meal planning, or cooking. Suddenly, I was constantly spending money on food and trying to balance all of that with my classes and assignments. There were days where I would get home exhausted only to realize I still had to figure out what to eat. The second challenge has been anxiety. Living alone also meant that I had to deal with those feelings by myself, which I had never done before. The third challenge had been feeling that I'm constantly running out of time. I spent a lot of time comparing myself to other people and feeling like I was being behind in everything. For me, that monster is the Minotaur. I chose it because in Greek mythology, he lives trapped inside a labyrinth, and honestly, that is just what anxiety feels like for me. No matter which way you go, everything can seem really confusing. Sometimes you think you're getting closer to the way out, and suddenly you get lost again. The labyrinth represents all the challenges that have come since my university life started. The pressure to succeed, the responsibility of living alone, the fear of making mistakes, and that constant feeling that everyone else is ahead of you in some way or the other. For me, the Minotaur is not a specific problem, but it's actually all these fears combined into one creature that is somewhere in the middle of the labyrinth, trying to find its way out. This first year has taught me responsibility, independence, and perseverance. It has shown me that growth can be uncomfortable and that sometimes the hardest moments are the ones who can teach you the most. As I continue this journey, I want to use everything I have learned until now to be successful and make my family proud.